live. Hey, what's up, folks? How you doing? Hey, hey, hey. Uh, we're back. Um, we had a session off for Halloween because we all decided that we were gonna go trick or treating. No, no, did not.
A manner of speaking.
But there was a lot happening. So, um, you know, Jake was in town. I was supposed to be in a weekend with Stephanie. And then depression took over. And Mark got sick. But only kind of sick, not like COVID sick, but we still had to go get the rapid test anyway. Um, and all that stuff. And then I basically, um, yeah, 2 weeks ago, around this time, um, yeah, I couldn't get out of bed at all. Uh, you know, Depression's real, man. Um, what really perked me up though is Monday morning, I was able to get out of bed. I got in the car and I drove around the bay to downtown Seattle and I got to hug Jacob.
Yeah, you did.
It was
And I got to
awesome.
hug Maddie, you guys. It was great.
And it was really, I don't know, it was amazing. And it really, I don't know, broke the spell, I guess, in a manner of speaking. So, um,
We wear the same deodorant, Old Spice Swagger. Fun
that's
fact.
right. We do. um, you know, we're idiots. Um, um, but we did have some time off, but we are back with our official newest castmate. Jake's here and not going anywhere. So now there were five. And yeah, I don't know. I thought my magic number was
Grandma's here to
four,
stay.
but grandma or great
Grandma's
auntie,
here to
great
stay.
auntie.
I know,
Eventually.
but Dude doesn't
There you
know
go.
that. Dude just thinks
Fair enough.
that she's grandma.
I like that though. I do love
Yeah,
that.
it's just grandma.
Um, I think we'll just all start
It's
calling Jake
Mima.
grandma for now on.
I
Holy
mean,
Yeah.
shit! I
wouldn't be the
Mima.
did
weirdest thing.
not miss that at all.
Mima.
Ryan and Megan for the 2-year subs. Boom, boom.
Woo.
Boom, boom.
Okay,
Oh.
so they have given me the ability to now like actually um create new little sub icons and stuff for like 2 years and 18 months and stuff like that, which they didn't before, but they have. So I need to make those, and I need to uh, thank you guys so much for your continued support. It's huge to me, and Mark and my entire family. Um, there is um, like this channel, the shop, commissions, the Mercari and stuff like that. It's all like this big, it all, well, not the Mercari, but what I always say is like the Twitch feeds into the shop, which feeds into the commissions, and which feeds back into the channel and the Patreon and all that stuff. They all feed each other, and it's all part of the big puzzle of like my employment essentially. Like so, um, I get to do ridiculous things and say fuck all the time I want, right? And I can eat as well, you know. So I appreciate you all so much. You have no idea. And yeah. Anyway, but of course the I am losing all train of thought. I'm like totally all over the place. But I do really thank you guys. I can't believe it's 2 years. Oh my god. Wow.
2 years.
Fuck. Okay. Um, and there we go. Um, and I was looking at this when I was putting the title together this morning. I was like, episode 18. Jeez. 18
Already?
already, right?
Episode.
But it also feels like, really, that's it? Feels like we've been doing this forever. We've been telling these amazing stories together. I am so blessed to have a group like this. And we did the Infinite Arcade just before this as well, where I got my first TPK, and I will never forget that. You never forget. You never forget your first, right? Yeah, that's what they always say, right?
I will never forget my first TPK.
Yeah, I know, right?
It was a blast.
I know, right? Isn't it? Isn't it?
We'll see what I can do in December.
Right, exactly. So, without further ado, let me have other people talk so I can shut up for a minute. So, let's start with Matt. Matt, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, please.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Kalos Thurzak, a half-elf warlock. And right now, I am excited to see what happens in this stream. It's been about a month since we've been here, so looking forward to all the shenanigans that we're going to get ourselves into tonight.
Indeed. It's an open book. You guys have so many choices, but you may just have one choice. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you, Matt. Stephanie.
Hey, that's me. I'm Stephanie. I'm Tia Tales Everywhere, and I am playing your local troublemaker, accidental troublemaker, gnome of chaos, Dewdrop Dapperling, who is very excited to have a grandma now.
Indeed. And speaking of grandma,
a little bit true.
Oh, hey everybody. A little bit true. A lot bit true. Good evening, folks. Super excited, as always, to be here. My name is Jacob Plick, Duval King Jacob on the interwebs. Typically, or used to, my home was Duval and Dragons the opposite Sunday, but now I'm here every Sunday. What a mistake you've made.
I don't know. I don't think I'm the one that made the mistake. No.
You're not. It's everybody else, actually, in here.
There you go.
Co-founder of the Amphitheater, playing Professor Eisenoff, a Order of the White Road wizard, rock gnome, slightly less chaos than do, but I mean, they wrote the book, so
There is no being more chaotic than do.
No doubt. That's all right.
Well, no, see, there is a lot that can be more chaotic than do, but nobody can do it and still be as lovable as do.
That's okay? True. Professor Eisenhower is not as lovable as do. That's fine.
Doable.
I would like to use my bonus action to hide.
I would like.
No joke. I wrote my bonus action.
Die.
Roll 3d8 psychic damage. All right, that was good. Oh, that was good. Doable. That's boy, write that down. All right.
18 points of psychic damage.
There we go. Thank you, Jake. Audrey. While I look for a pen.
Hi, I'm Audrey, also known as Dornier Rain on Twitch. I will be playing Aerith Stronghoof, who is a Minotaur sorcerer of the White Robes, who is currently going through a transformation due to her chaos origins. So that's going to be interesting.
Yes. Touched by chaos in so many ways. And here's the funny thing. So was working on all this stuff. I made all these things, and I started working on essentially what is going to be the variant race for Aerith here going forward in D&D Beyond. But D&D Beyond's a bitch. All right, it doesn't always like to work right. And I had to like try it out. It wasn't working right. I still have to futz with it, but I'm almost there. But soon, you will actually have some real mechanics to your change. So
that's gonna be awesome.
So we got that coming. And last but not least, and not anybody's least favorite,
Yeah.
Ryan, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ryan at Baylake Maraudin on Twitch and Twitter. And I disagree. I'm at least Elsa's least favorite. Knight of the
But
Sword.
not everybody's.
Everyone is Elsa's least favorite.
Yeah.
I will be playing Mahela the Silver Light. He's a troubled youth. He's confused. He may have lied his way into being a Knight of the Sword.
And that's what you think. But
Wow, what a tease.
again, more to come. So many choices we have here. And since I really didn't say in the beginning, hi folks, I'm Maddie, aka So Maddie Games. This is my channel, and I am a dumbass master of this game. And other games on this channel, and I also play a dumbass in other games as well. I am a Dragonlance fiend. I love it so much. I want to take it behind the middle school and get it pregnant.
Why it's gotta be middle school, Maddie? Jesus.
Wow.
Because it's a Tracy Morgan joke from 30 Rock. Okay,
that's fair. I do. Yeah, you're right.
It is
You're
literally like I just took it from 30 Rock, and it's the only reason I ever repeat it because it's so.
Tracy Morgan is hilarious.
Tracy Morgan is fucking hilarious. Okay, and it doesn't get enough credit. But anyway, so yeah, no. In middle school, I wasn't doing anything like that. I was a nerd. I was really scrawny and weird and awkward. So, you know, no sex for junior high school Maddie. No, I wouldn't even think of it. Ugh, gross. Anyway, girls are yucky. So there you go.
Hey.
You know, and then I was like, oh, really? Girls are yucky. No.
And then you're like,
but for a totally different reason, you know, it's just, oh my God. Yeah. I'm so gay. Anyway, if you haven't been here before, yeah, this is how we roll.
If you're new here.
If you're new here,
welcome.
I'm a homo. No. But let's get to the recap, I guess, of, you know, what happened was. So our group here, they ran into a spot of trouble because of one, a doable group member, who, you know, just has a very high wisdom, but can be quite naive sometimes. And they borrowed a teddy bear from an ancient copper dragon. Okay. One, you don't borrow anything from any dragon whatsoever anywhere, okay? They're not like that. The brass, they might be okay with it a little bit, you know, like the fuzz, you know, he is okay, but not a copper dragon.
Wisdom is my flavor stat.
They're very, very, very possessive, okay?
Well, And it isn't just borrowing either. It's borrowing behind their back.
Uh-huh.
Not knowingly borrowing.
Not asking.
Not, hey, can I borrow this? No.
No, just literally walked out of their lair.
Just saying, who helped do?
Walked out of their lair with a possession of theirs. And, well, one thing led to another. And all of a sudden, our group here had to avert a draconic civil war.
Man, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Really like that teddy bear.
Man.
So,
It's like,
dun, 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 dun. To the rescue comes a figure from Dragonlance past, right? From our mini-series, The Lost Tower, comes Professor Isonoff, who just returned from that tower and now needs to go back. Yay. And of all the people that had just returned from that tower, this professor was certainly the last that you think would want to go back there. They did not have a great experience. It wasn't lovely, you know. I mean, she made some friends, stuff, you know. Made strawberry Pop-Tarts canonical in this game forever. But no, that wasn't really in the cards, except her good friend Donnie Wahlberg shows up, and, well, okay, she goes to listen to the plight of these young adventurers and still decides to take them there. So, you know, what does that say about the professor? I don't know.
A lot.
Not wise, obviously, but sweet. So our group goes to the Lost Tower of Istar. A tower that is lost in time and, you know, about lost its damn mind. And actually has quite a mind of its own. Tower shouldn't have a mind of its own, but this one does. And this one's actually got a good sense of humor, I feel. You know. So they arrive. The tower gives the professor plenty of shade, you know. And our group heads downstairs to go look for this artifact that they're looking for. And what happens? But our doable group member, you know, breaks time and space and yada yada, and they all end up in the hallway of fuckery. And they all see visions of
sugar plums dancing in our head.
Yeah, that was not any of the visions. They saw visions of, like, things from their past, present, and future, possibly. And a little bit of, I don't know, hope, maybe. So they get through that, and the tower puts them to the test. And, well, you know what? They didn't do too bad. Well, they didn't do too bad once Haybrick showed up, you know. Because before that, half of them were dead on the ground.
Ow.
And it's not really death. It was just sort of knocked out by a ginormous dragon that may or may not have been a figment of their imagination. But they have returned. They returned with the claw. And when they returned, as their journey there essentially had to be, well, how do I describe this? Time and space itself had to be bent to get them there in the first place, and then to return. So when they returned, they got back, they were kind of broken, and had to take a whole week to sleep. They were fed soup, and they don't remember 7 days. And as they wake up, they're in Copperpot's kettle now, back from the Tower of High Sorcery, with a bit of a temporal hangover. But our group has leveled, and some have, some new features and stuff, and a lot of choices to make. So, it is morning, and you all awake in your respective rooms. Dew and Aerith are sharing a room still. Our brothers are still sharing a room. Isanov is still sharing a room with herself, and all of herselves. And what we wake to is, Aerith, you're starting to stir a bit, and you open your eyes, you kind of look around, and you're feeling like you just got back from all of this. You don't really recall much of the last 7 days. You're in your pajamas that we all described before, and as you're starting to wake up, Dew shouts a name.
I do?
And that name is Widge. And then nothing.
Is Dew under the bed?
Dew is sleeping in their bed.
Okay.
They put me in the bed?
They did. And covered you with blankets.
The nerve. How am I going to get bugs in my hair if I'm not sleeping under the bed? Jeez.
This is the estate of an ancient silver dragon. There are no bugs.
Oh.
Really good pest control.
It's gonna look over. That's an odd name. I've never heard that one before. I'll have to ask her about. I'll have to ask them about that later. And she's gonna get up. I'm not gonna wake Dew. I'm just gonna go and freshen up, do prestidigitation, and spend the morning, waxing my horns and just kind of making them, as shiny as possible while I'm in there. Trying to be quiet to let them sleep longer. Clearly, they need it.
Okay, and what was I gonna say? Oh, okay. And yeah, I'm gonna say, um, Kalos, you wake up, and again, much like I described to Aerith, you're very, um, it's very foggy. It's just your mind's kind of swimming, and there's a bit of a headache. You look over and you see Mahel he's kind of sleeping like on his face. He's sweaty. He looks like he's been tossing and turning in that bed so much because there are no covers left. There are no pillows left. There is just a sweaty, blonde-haired man in pajamas, and those pajama bottoms are about halfway down.
I look over, and I look over at Mahel and I'm just go, oh.
The moon is shining bright.
And just walk over his bed and just like put like a sheet over just the bottom half of him.
That's fair. That's fair.
Is there anything like to drink or anything like that in the room? Is
Yeah.
there anything been brought?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is there like tea, like a hot cup of tea?
Yeah, you've got a pitcher of hot water, you've got a pitcher of cold water, like ice cold water, and a sort of accoutrement to make what you'd want.
Okay, so I go over and I grab a tea bag and just put some hot water in a cup. Yeah, right. And start making myself some hot tea and bring it over to like the table in the room and just start opening my book and start reading.
Okay. All right. Ice enough.
Which one? Just kidding.
That's funny. Funny that you say that. You wake up and you get this weird feeling like maybe it was a dream or something. You guys swore that you were just in Palanthus. And you were having a conversation with some kind of spectral being. And you were so pissed off with this conversation that you dispelled whatever this was. And then, boom, is what wakes you up. And you're in the room at Copperpot's Kettle. And you're sweating more than I think you've ever sweat before. But you're there.
All right.
And you're starting to remember the trip back to the tower. You're starting to remember coming back. You're starting to remember the crippling exhaustion from when you were in that bubble, that temporal bubble. And you remember getting together with everyone in their pajamas. And you remember sleeping a lot. And in that moment, a smell hits your nose. Freshly baked strawberry tarts are like at least 4 to 5 doors down.
It's a bit of a sensory overload. Presidentation. None of that will suffice for her. Donut mimics?
Donut mimics. That is funny that you say that, because God, swear to God. No, that's not a thing.
The boom, was there a visual after that, or just the audio, the audible?
No, the explosion is what what woke you up.
Yeah. Because this is a tightrope. This is a tightrope here.
Yeah.
So I'm
popped you out of all of that, so you don't see anything. And honestly, it is very much like that thing when you dream, and it's like fresh in your mind for seconds, and then it really fades fast.
Yep.
And you're like, and it just kind of, it fades so quickly that you're like, wait, what was that again? And I mean, you can't remember the conversation. You can't even remember where it was or what happened, but it definitely felt like Palanthus, which is a place you've been many times. You spent plenty of time there because of your husband, his sister. And though, of course, obviously, it's been quite a few years. It was definitely before the war, since you've been there. At least you think. Right? Huh.
No, that's important right now. So she's gonna shake her head because there's strawberry tarts on the way, and she needs to get there before Drew does. So
that's so fair. I'm not even gonna argue with that one.
Yeah. So opens the door, kind of looks in the general direction of the scent, and heads that direction unless there's anybody outside.
So you start heading that direction, and you see Aerith come out the door. And just as Aerith steps out the door, you see Dew walking out behind Aerith, eyes closed, literally sleepwalking.
Oh, in the nose.
And I mean, You know what? No, this is it. Because this can be a cartoon if we'd like it to be, if we want it to be.
Oh, it's 100%.
And so really, Dew is like kind of like floating in the air, right?
Yeah.
And it's just the scent catches the scent and is just kind of gliding.
The nostrils are flaring weirdly large.
And
Erin just kind of lifts her leg to the side and goes, "Morning, Professor." I can see that you can smell the tarts as well.
Yes, and I was hoping to, let's say, be first in line, but it seems that someone is ready, willing, and able.
Ready, not so sure, but they are moving slow enough. You might beat them.
Indeed. And like, as I say this, I'm like walking towards them, and then I just kind of like sidestep them with a bit of a wink and head out.
All right.
Aerith will be following you though, just to make sure that they don't hurt themselves as they make their way to the kitchen.
And with that, Mahel, you are standing on a plateau, an arid, dusty plateau, and you're at a literal crossroads. There's at least 8 paths going from the spot that you're standing. And each path you look down, you see death, you see danger, you see flames, you see darkness, you see a poison-filled forest. And one path, you look, and you see a rose petal, and then another, and then another. And then you look over, and there they are. Four of the 8 paths have trails of rose petals.
The 4 paths that have rose petals, where do they lead?
Well, they lead to different places.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that while a couple of them lead to how do I want to say this? No. You see they lead to they lead to certain danger. All of them. And as you're trying to decipher this, right? And trying to, because some paths have the rose petals, some paths are barren. But then the petals begin to erupt into flames, one path after another. And each of those paths disappears. And then the others disappear. And the plateau begins to rise. And it rises and rises and rises until you are literally completely above the world of Kryn. And you hear nothing. And as you glance around, you see a constellation. You see the bison. And you look into the eye of that constellation. And you can see your reflection. And you feel love. And then you begin to free fall. And as Kryn becomes closer and closer, you wake up. Sweaty. No bedding. Well, no, there's a sheet over you. You know, your pants are kind of falling down. And Kalos is sitting over at the table, like normal, with a book in his face.
I look over. Bad dream?
Maddie, do I need to roll a religion check to understand any symbolism in there, or?
I think I mean, I think you get it or you don't, really.
Okay.
I think you know the constellation.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you get your abilities from. You know where you get your power. And what you felt in that moment was both recognition and love.
Yep.
But it was a moment. So take with that what you will.
Okay.
Okay?
If Kalos asks him if a bad dream, I'm gonna not exactly sure. I'd actually say no.
Okay.
Surprising, but not bad.
All right. I walk over to the table, grab another cup, and I pour Mihal a cup of tea.
Mihal will swing his legs down, take it, and just put his hands in his head and slowly sip the tea. And then, how long have we been out?
About a week. I'm still just kind of waking up myself. Got a pounding headache that just will not go away.
And that is when you both smell the strawberry tarts. And
well, I know where Dew will be.
And then outside the door, you hear this conversation between Aerith and the professor. And a little bit of all of a sudden there's some someone's moving quick.
It's a strawberry
race.
tart parade.
There's a race outside.
Before we go out, you might want to fix your pants, please.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead? I'm going to get presentable.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I grab my tea and I walk out to the hallway.
Mahal is gonna stand up once he leaves and go over to. I'm assuming there's like a cupboard or a closet of some kind.
Yeah.
He's gonna open it up and he's gonna get out his like better set of clothes, his ones that he wears that shows that he's a knight of the sword and everything.
Uh-huh.
And he lays them out and he cleans himself up, cleans the sweat off. He gets dressed and he takes that amulet that he has that's a holy symbol,
Uh-huh.
and he pauses for just a minute as he looks at it. And
when he does, look at it, it's almost as if that same eye kind of gleams for a second. In that very cartoony kind of way, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, 80s cartoon.
Yeah. Ding.
Yeah. I got you. So he's going to just like squeeze it and close his eyes. And then he's going to put it on.
Okay.
He's going to put on his sword. And he's going to walk out.
Okay. So Professor, you get to the dining room first. And as you walk in, you see a lot of fucking dragons, okay? Now, you see, well, you do. You see Oswald. You see Thirdian. You see Donnie. You see the Fuzz back in human form. And for the first time, you see Duchess. Now, for anybody who's wondering, let me grab this. Here we go. Because I love this.
I'll go ahead and audibly say it. This is Jacob, not the professor. Who the fuck is Duchess?
Yeah. Duchess. So, Duchess is, well, the whole reason they had to go back to the tower. Right?
Perfect.
Duchess Raven Shadow, indeed, in the fleshy flesh. So, let me pull this. Are you guys? Oh no, that's right. You guys are on this page. Let me go back there real quick, and then I'll pull that in. There we go. Okay, so many things here. There she is, and boom, Duchess Raven Shadow. Let me just make that bigger. Okay. Ooh, and then put that on screen for people. There we go. So, you see Duchess Raven Shadow, who is very eccentric, coppery, luscious, and sass.
Oh, great.
It is literally like, oh my god, I just met my twin in draconic form. Except Oswald, is this your guest?
So, okay. Un minuto. So how many are in their...
They're all in human form.
Okay.
Or like humanoid form because
one's a dwarf.
Because Thirdian and the Fuzz are like are dwarves. Yeah.
All right. So okay. So kind of looks around, kind of does like a quick pan. Good morning. I was I don't know if I was interrupting anything. I was
hey honey, it's okay. It's okay. Come on in. I got your tarts right over here, honey.
Oh, wonderful.
Hey, iced enough sweets. So this is
sweets?
This is our friend, Duchess Raven Shadow. The one that y'all went to go get the cloth for.
Like as she walking, it's like she stops and she goes, "Really?
Yeah."
I want to see this reaction when Dew walks in.
Please let Dew be awake.
Oh, you're still hovering.
No. So you're the reason that we went, that I endured the dangers of the Lost Tower for a second time.
Oh, you're my hero. Oh, yes. You went and you got the claw. I have been searching for this claw for so many years. Oh, you went and got it. I can't believe it. And she jumps out of her chair, right?
Oh, no.
And goes to, like, I mean, this bitch is quick, okay?
Okay.
All right? And, like...
I see we're still cartooning. Great.
Deceptively fast. Like, cartoon, like... But, you know, out of everyone in this room, you know, it's Copper. You know, Sly.
Yeah.
And it is banana pants how quickly. It's almost as if she misty stepped to you or something. Like she was a 20th level sorcerer or something. I don't know.
No. Yeah.
But, and like lifts you up in this big hug. I can't believe you saw it. Oh my God, you found it.
I didn't ask for any of this. I don't. No, please put me down.
Oh, of course. Fair. Not everybody likes to touch. It's okay. I'm sorry. Oh, so sorry.
Someone that you just met to ask permission to do such things.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I appreciate your excitement. Clearly not here.
Oh, I know. I must have left them back at my keep. Oh. I apologize, Professor.
You have a keep?
Of course.
What do you mean, of course? I don't have a keep.
I'm a Duchess.
Of?
Raven Shadow Keep.
Which is?
Oh, it is not far from here.
Can I make a history check?
Yeah, you can.
Oh no, this is not going to go well, and I am excited about it. Let's see. That's a 14.
Okay.
Well.
So you know, vaguely, you know, like you know that you are in, essentially. Let me bring this map up and shut. Let me pop the Duchess out of here, and let's see here. Let me see. Okay, no, that's not it. Oh, right. I know. I marked this all up on this map here. The little
Raven Shadow Keep is directly south of Solanthus.
Yeah. I had the little Path to Solemnia. There we go. Okay. Why don't I do that, Matt? Jeez. Why is there so many things in this? Oh God. I swear I'll never get roll 20.
Dragonlance. That's why you did this.
Well, I know, but So here we go. Let me just move this over and stuff. So let me do that and that. Whoops, wrong. God damn it. I'll get better at this eventually. Wow. What is all that marking up there? I don't know.
Skill test when we had to make it to Copper Pot's kettle.
Right. So, here we go. So now it's on the map there. So we have Copper Pot's kettle, and then just north of there is Raven Shadow's Keep. And
so I have a vague sort of like
because this is Solamnia, and because you go to you've gone to Palanthus a number of times. You've definitely traveled these lands. You're familiar with the Garnet Mountains and Salanthus and whatnot. So yeah, you definitely would have heard of it.
Okay.
It's not a secret. And you know that the Raven Shadows are a family that have been connected to the Knights of Slamnia, much like Copperpot and whatnot. So yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, well, good. I have not had the pleasure of making my way to your what I'm sure is a wonderful keep. I hope to make some time sometime down the line.
You're welcome anytime you want. I even have a gift for all of you once your other friends are. Oh, it is them! And just as says that, turn around, you see Dew floating in, Aerith right behind, and as Dew crosses the threshold, hears the voice and eyes open wide to see on their feet now. And there's Icenuff, and there's Duchess with a big smile on her face. It is them, the dewdrop. Oh my god! Oh my god! And you are then enveloped in a hug by the Copper Dragon.
Can I cast haste on myself and run away before she can grab me?
No.
Damn it!
Yeah, no, you're just not that fast. You're like literally just waking up. Like you're coming out of your little literal sleepwalk, which yes, folks, I do understand what sleepwalking actually is. Because I used to do it as a kid.
Hey, sure game, do what you want.
But it's cartoon sleepwalking, So
why don't we call it the Shaggy Shuffle?
Something like that. So you are being hugged, and then oh, so sorry, and then she puts you down. Oh, I keep doing that. I'm so sorry. Anyway. Oh, so brave, so courageous, so thoughtful. I can't believe you found the claw. And she starts crying.
I spin around to everybody.
What?
Okay.
I was gonna say I just spin around to everybody, because all I can think about is Draconic Civil War, and I spin around and I just go just mouth just.
And you literally get Johnny, Thirdian, Oswald, and the Fuzz looking at you going just acknowledgement of the what the fuck. Yeah.
Is she in between me and the table of tarts?
Yes.
Also me.
Yeah.
Oh, where are my manners? Oh, have a seat. Come on. You're probably hungry. Oh, Aerith. Oh, you look so different. Oh, you're so cute. Hello. Where's your...
Aerith's gonna put her hands to her horns when they self-consciously. Thank you. And she's gonna get away from her as fast as she can and sit next to Oswald.
Oh, yes. Anyway, where are the boys? I gotta meet the boys. As Kalos walks in.
Dude runs away.
I literally just... I look up, I stop in my tracks, and under my breath, I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, you're so funny, Carlos. No, it's okay.
I was not fucking prepared for any of this.
It's okay. I know. This is what I do as a dungeon master.
This is like you're like revenge against me for George.
Oh, shut up. So yeah, you're kind of she begins to go up to hug, and then she's like, oh, never mind. Go have a seat, Carlos, come on, sit down.
That's okay. If you want a hug, I'll give you a hug.
And then you just get hugged. You get lift hugged, like oh, you so good. Oh, you look so good. Oh my goodness, you seem so much lighter. What happened? Did you get rid of a heavy weight?
In a sense, yes.
Oh, it is so good. You. Oswald. Good, you broke the chains from that beach. Very good. We were so worried about you, Carlos. Welcome home, my boy.
Thank you, Duchess.
Go get some foods.
Yes, thank you very much.
Now, where is my hair?
He's getting dressed. He'll be in shortly.
Professor Eisenhoff is going to hear a voice in their head. Please bring me some tarts.
I don't think the link's still there.
Oh yeah, Bond's gone, way gone.
No. I sent a message.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I sent a message.
Yeah. Cool. This was the person you were all worried about?
I cast message again. Please send me some tarts.
Answer my question first.
Was that message to all of us, and do we respond?
No, just Eisenhoff.
Okay. Message is a one-on-one.
It's just message. Yeah.
There's a pause. Take out the copper wire. Fine. That's it.
Thank you.
What's the range on Mage Hand?
30 feet, I think, or 60 feet.
How far away are you two?
Oh, yeah.
I ran my full 50 feet.
It's not a huge dining room, like
out the door and down the hall.
Oh, really? You left the room.
Yeah. I found I said I ran away.
Oh, I thought you just ran away to the other side of the table or something.
I ran out the room and down the hall, and
boy.
I found a piece of furniture to hide under or something.
Okay.
So so I sort of come around the table to accomplish the 20 feet distance that I need. Excuse me 1 second. I just need to do in a bit of a elementary situation, but I don't know exactly what to leave. So then I'll cast Mage Hand, grab as many tarts as possible, and the Mage Hand floats off into the hallway, and then I kind of like wait and listen. Cast message again. You didn't tell me where you were.
Oh, just
look for my Mage Hand.
Just keep moving it this way.
Yeah.
I recast message. What does this way possibly mean?
The way that it was headed when you moved it out the door. This way.
It just keeps going.
No, the other way.
So am I walking down the hallway and see Pudding?
And so you're walking.
You're like poking out from underneath something, going this way.
Yeah. Like trying to get the Mage Hand to come to me.
Yeah. It's a dog.
Without any like directions or anything, just this way, this way. Yeah, and the Mage Hand's just kind of sitting there, kind of like moving around, like with these tarts, like just kind of like not sure what to do. And then like you literally from the dining room, you can hear the professor cussing, you know.
Do what's going on?
Professor was bringing me some tarts.
Why don't you go get your own tarts?
And that's when you hear the bellowing of Raven Shadow.
Because I don't want to be a teddy bear.
If she was gonna turn you to a teddy bear, there'd be already fighting.
But how do I know?
Trust me, and I'm gonna reach my hand out.
Okay.
When you come out, oh, that reminds me, I have a gift for you. And he pulls out of his pocket a ring. It's just it's like a platinum ring, and he hands it to you. And I need you to wear this all the time, okay?
Why? What did I do?
It's just, look, I'm gonna have one too, and so is everybody else in the group. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
As long as everybody gets one, because it's not fair if you just give me shiny things.
No, I got one for everybody.
I put it in my mouth.
No, on your finger. On your finger. It's got to be on your finger. Thank you.
At least Du's consistent.
Indeed.
That's how that's how they turned into a teddy bear in the first place. On and off. They put a ring in their mouth. From the Duchess's front room.
Yep. Back to where it all began. Golly. Wow.
Yep. And I'm going to grab all the tarts off of the Mage Hand.
I'm going to escort you back into the dining room.
And as you step in, you see the Duchess standing there. Mihail! Oh, my boy!
Mel will immediately deeply bow. Duchess.
Oh, I saw you stand on ceremony. Give me a hug.
Of course, Duchess. And he'll walk forward.
And she hugs you as well. Oh, golly, you still have the mark on your butt. Oh, my God. Oh, poor my head.
Did she say mark on her butt?
That's what it sounded like.
Everybody, I'm talking in the blah, blah, blah. You know, the bar.
While
Maddie
she's
has butts on his
distracted-
mind.
I
Yeah,
always have
well, I
butts
mean,
on
when
my
does he
mind.
not?
Character bleed. Character bleed's a real thing, everybody.
While she's distracted with Mahel, Dew's going to dart over and sit right next to Mr. Fuzzybottom, like practically on his lap.
Oh.
And start shoving tarts.
And he literally just kind of is like instinctively just kind of picks you up and like places you like on his lap, like right in front of his plate, and just like, yeah, you know.
And then Mahel will again bow deep after she sets him down and say, Duchess, on behalf of my friends and I, let me apologize for any misunderstanding that may have resulted. And I hope that our gift to you has shown that there is no ill intent.
Oh, this is the greatest gift I have ever received. I cannot believe you will all endanger your lives for this and find it in such a terrible place. I can't believe it.
Gotta go. I gotta go. I am not all right with this.
And then he points towards Dew. He points towards Dew and goes, Dew is still worried that she offended you.
They
offended you.
No, you know, a bygone be bygone, and it's okay. I bring a gift, and so she walks over to Dew, and
I'm squirreling tarts.
she's kind of, oh, Oswald, can you hand me my bag, please? And he hands her this very, oh yeah, no, like it's like a large sack, but it looks like just a giant Chanel bag, right?
Civil West Prada type situation.
Totally.
God damn.
You know?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
And opens it up and pulls out a teddy bear. And hands it to Dew.
Oh my god, I love it.
This is for you. This is my favorite teddy bear.
Who did this teddy bear used to be?
And I want What?
I turn around and look up at Fuzzybottom. Like, is this a trap?
No. And then he kind of looks at her like real close. He's like, and looks at his mom real quick and like, oh no, this is totally legit. I've seen this like a few times. Duchess, well, here's the thing. Duchess can be very generous, you know, when she wants to be. Sometimes too generous. So, this is one of those moments. Take your prize.
I'll reach up and grab the teddy bear.
So I want you to know I am so grateful, and I am so sorry about my temper. It's a very it's a very bad trait. I need to work on myself on that. I know, but I am very grateful. I have this claw that you brought back. It belonged to my ancestor, my great grandma, and we lost it for so long. is not been seen in almost 4 centuries.
Dang it, Steph.
But it's here, and I am so grateful.
So I follow-up question. This gift you were referring to, this was the gift you were referring to when we spoke earlier.
Oh yes! No. This is the gift for the dude. Yes, but I have more for everybody. And she starts digging through her bag and
dig around in my hair a little bit.
So
find...
now I know that there are many dangers in your way in the coming future, and I want to help with that. So I have presents, but I have been talking to Oswald, and of course, you all apparently haven't made a decision on what you're doing next. I know there's so many things. So, Oswald told me that he will give you the gifts when you're ready for your next journey. Okay, so I give this to Oswald, and then I will take my leave. I have you have so much to do, and I do not want to stand in your way.
It is extremely generous of you, Duchess. Thank you.
No.
Oh, don't tell us, Duchess, that you aren't joining us for breakfast.
Oh, man.
Are you fucking? That's all she says.
I've disturbed you long enough. I know.
You are never a disturbance, Duchess.
You're too kind, my head. You're too kind. So, let me just say that there are gifts. Whether you decide to go after the beach now or go after the beach later, there are gifts in there that'll help you with that. But in talking with Oswald and Thirdian, they say that you may go speak with Fancy first. That is good idea. Fancy is very helpful. Okay? Fancy's a little eccentric. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of drama, but yeah.
What would you put them on the spectrum of eccentricity in regards to where you would put yourself?
What?
I actually think you answered that question. I'm good.
Oh, Professor. Donnie talk about you all the time, and it's so. Oh my goodness, I feel like I know you already.
I feel quite the same about you, darling. I really do.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh.
You Donnie, your friend is so sweet. It's good. It's good. Now take care of my and he reaches over and squeezes Mahel's cheeks. It's like, take care of my little Mahel. He's so important. He's going to be the next the next great thing. Like Huma. Yes.
Humor?
Who am I?
Beach are we going to?
What? Never
Sorry,
mind.
what?
You said we had to go find a beach.
A beach?
No. Do. She's talking about the fighting the green dragon. Bitch.
Oh, that
She meant
beach. Yeah, that beach.
I thought we were going to a beach. I've never.
Well, I mean, you can go to the beach, I guess, but I don't know. I think you have many problems to deal with, and not a lot of I don't know. I know the war is over and all, but there's still so much trouble.
We do still need to. Oh, go ahead.
Can I give you a present too?
No, you already gave me such a great gift. I can't take another.
You gave me a teddy bear.
Uh-huh. What do you want to give me, gum? I'm some something. Blah, 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 blah.
I pull out like a large dead bug.
Oh.
These are really good. I was saving it for later, but if you want to have it now, you can.
Oh. Oh, nice. This is very good. It's good nutrient. Uh-huh. I will take it. I will cherish this for a lifetime.
Oh. It was just a snack. I mean.
And then she eats it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Good for later.
Thank you. Now, I will take my leave. But Oswald, you message me if you need anything. Okay. You be good. Oh, and if you get into a major trouble, okay, I want you to grab that teddy bear and I need you to call my name 3 times, okay? I will help you.
Awesome.
Oh, how many? I'm gonna lean up to Fuzzy Bottom. How many is tree?
Oh, I think she was saying 3.
Oh.
I think it's like Beetlejuice or something. I don't know.
Stop it.
A lot of her words sound like other words.
Yeah, I get that. It's you know, after a couple 100 years, you get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just wait then.
Yeah. And she leaves. She goes.
When she leaves, you see Mahel let go of the hilt of his sword for the first time since walking in. When he first bowed, he kind of just put his hand there and just kept it like that.
All right. Mahel.
Aerith is going to deflate in her chair. Like.
All right. Everyone okay? Everyone okay?
You want a teddy bear?
A uniquely, intellectually challenging situation.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you dragon folk can be terrifying, but I wasn't terrified for my life like I would expect to be.
Mm-hmm.
I was terrified that I was never going to get rid of this headache.
Yeah, dragon fear comes in many forms.
Even as old as I am, I have more to learn, apparently.
It's definitely one way to wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
No coffee needed, eh?
Yeah, you guys only got like this much. We've been dealing with this all morning.
How did you not just kill her where she stood?
She's an old friend.
I don't think that means really anything.
It's a lot different when it's been that many centuries.
I can actually relate.
Yeah. I get
Miss
that.
Professor, thank you for bringing me tarts.
Yes, dear. Next time, please be more specific about where you are and what you're looking.
I was right there.
Right. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, darling.
Right here the whole time.
Right. I am already tired.
But we just woke up.
I am quite aware.
Yeah, and
if I may, Oswald.
What's that?
If I may, what is the status of this army that we were initially made aware of? Has there been any more movement in Colonist?
So why don't y'all have a seat and we'll talk about everything. Y'all have been under the effects of quite the temporal hangover. And, well, it's a wonder you're even walking right now. So it's okay. You're going to be feeling a little off for at least another week, but you'll be okay.
Am I going to turn into a frog?
What?
Am I going to turn into a frog?
Well, why would you turn into a frog?
I don't know. You said there was weird magic.
Right. I just kind of like looks at Mahel, looks at Kalos. It's like, okay. All right. Have a seat, guys. Have a seat. Eat. Army. Yes. So, Thirdian, if you want to describe what's been going on. Yes. So there's a scene with a girl. There is a how to get into the Therian voice. Huh. So we have gone down, we have looked, and the initial scouting show the what you describe, the very large army of Draconians and the there's even more than what you saw, as they are building forces, human mercenaries and other races, other beings. But that was what, a week ago? When we looked, our scouts went down again yesterday. Nothing.
So they've moved out?
Well, no. Not exactly. Either Anaya is stronger than we thought, or there is some divine magic involved, Because when I say nothing, I mean there is no colonels. The entire city was gone.
Was it just a big crater?
Well, in its place is now a large lake, been filled in by the rivers on either side.
This is
Are
not good.
going to a beach.
Huh.
Has the city ever moved before?
No, not for...
Is that something the elves can do?
No. And remember, the elves abandoned it during the war. They're still...
It's true,
They're still, what you say, traveling back. They are still in Ergoth. So, there's no colonels, there's no army.
Have your scouts touched down on the water? Is there a barrier indicating like you can go in?
Yes, there's no barrier, nothing like that. The scouts, they look in the water and there's nothing there.
The city has been moved. We just don't know where.
Somehow. And we don't... I mean, like, myself, I know my things and stuff. Oswald is a very powerful being. And he could not do anything like that. So I don't think this is just a Naya. But we just don't know.
There's somebody else involved. And I have a feeling it has to do with that, red devil looking type person.
Red devil like person? What?
Yeah, she a person with horns and red skin. She was with the army when we saw him.
Oh, you're talking about the
Advisor, it seems.
what they call a chaos touched.
Could be. It very well could be.
Well, I don't want to I don't want to pop your bubble, but the only thing that we've, at least from our experience, we've been in this Kryn for millennia. The only beings that could be that powerful would be a god. So, the only thing that we can conclude at this moment, without any more information, is that she probably has made a deal with someone. We don't know. We know it's not the Kisses. But we don't know who.
Bugface.
Bugface, what?
Bugface is looking for me.
He just kind of like looks at Oswald, looks at Fuzzy Bottom. Yeah, Bugface is Morgan. they're talking about Morgan. Ah, Morgan. Well, it's outside his scope, and he never works with anybody, but, yeah, who knows? It's a possible. Maybe.
She's green, and he likes poison, and poison's green.
Are you saying poison pals?
Yeah. What if their favorite color is green, so they decided to work together and fly a city away?
Is there a reason why they might take Qualinos? Is there something that was left in the city once it was abandoned?
We don't know. That's more maybe Oswald. Do you? We really couldn't say. Now, the elves are very, well, they're frankly quite aloof. Even the Qualinesti, despite their pens for, actually working with others and whatnot, but this was the war, and their lives were at risk. I don't know if they left anything there, but I guess it's possible.
So, with me being from Qualinost, even though I was a young age, would I know of anything that the elves had in their possession that they could have possibly left behind?
Well, there are certainly a number of things. Obviously, the elves, even the Qualinesti elves, who are essentially, like, you think back to the history of the elves. Originally, like, millennia ago, a couple millennia or so ago, they were all based in Sylvanesti, right? Sylvanost. And there was a, elven civil war kind of thing, and a large faction kind of split off and became the Qualinesti. And so while the Qualinesti isn't as, like, ancient as Sylvanost and whatnot, the Qualinesti elves would still have a lot of artifacts and whatnot. And it's altogether possible that there may have been something or some things left behind in the city, maybe left and put under guard in a way that, it'd be nearly impossible to find or even get to and whatnot, but maybe with the help of a powerful enough being could have, so yeah, it's altogether possible. The only way to know for sure would be to go to the Qualinesti exiles and find out. Track down the Speaker of the Sun.
That is one option. We have many things we have to go do. We have to find Fancy. We have to take care of this threat.
Yeah.
At that point.
And Fancy is the ancient gold dragon. So, who was going to be the person to talk to about your future run-in with Anaya, the ancient green dragon.
Right. And it sounds like if we go looking for, Colonost, we're going to run into her. So, I would suggest that maybe we go look for Fancy first to get any kind of help that we can from them, and then find out what happened with Colonist.
So we, I believe we established. Let me bring back the big map. There we go. Okay. Or I could just, yeah. There we go. So, whoops, what did I do? I don't know. Fuck that up. There we go. Okay, so the let me see here. Boom. This is okay, and then that over. That is Southern Ergo. Okay. Let me see if I can get that on the screen better. Yeah. And then, whoops, wrong way. There we go. So the island of Southern Ergoth, essentially over here, right, is where the elven exiles are. Okay. And it was up in northern Ergoth in the Sentinel Mountains here where Fancy's lair is. And what else? Yeah. So yes, so much of the potential is very tied together. And yes, talking to Fancy would be a good place to start.
I agree. In the meantime, if we go to Fancy 30, can you and your scouts possibly head search around, see if we can find some of the refugees, and look for any kind of clues that may lead to this?
Refugees? What do you mean? They're because the missing city was empty,
Just yes, but the elven, anyone from from Kolonost who have left the city, do you think you might be able to track down some for us?
Well, we know how to get to the. They are established in Kuala Mori, the Speaker of the Sun, and their court, essentially, are centered there. They can, we can arrange a for you to be presented for a meeting, of course.
Yeah, I think that will work best, except for us showing up on their doorstep unannounced.
Yes.
If we can set up a meeting, that gives us time to go up to northern Ergoth to Fancy's lair, and then by the time that we get done there, we should have a set time and day for that meeting.
Right. there's also another matter.
Hold on, before we move to something else.
Yes.
I've been sort of jostling some thoughts in my brain here.
Of course.
In regards to the city, do sort of mention the city flying away. I don't believe that to be the case, considering it's more likely that someone would have seen something. Is it possible that it was shifted to elsewhere, perhaps another plane, for example?
All of these things are completely possible. And we're definitely looking into it. We have reached out to the head of your order, Parsalian, to get his assistance in this, obviously. Especially with Wayrith being so close to Qualinost.
Sure. Is it possible I can make an Arcana check in regards to specifically that?
Sure.
And to make things more fun, I'm going to use one of my magic augury abilities. So when you finish a long rest, roll 2 d20s and record the numbers rolled. I can replace any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check made by me or a creature that I can see with one of these foretelling rolls. One of those rolls was a 19, which will make the Arcana check a 28.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right. So use your portent for something very important. So you would, in your studies, over the years, you could speculate, based on what you know, that there are not like a million different ways of doing this, but there are quite a few ways to magically make a city just disappear from existence. Now, what your knowledge also would tell you is that because of the gods of magic essentially put a lot of they created the orders to put a safeguard on magic, because centuries ago magic was free and it was wild, and it is in the wrong hands very, very destructive, very world ending. And the gods of magic stepped in and put the orders in place to help ensure that magic could be used, but within the right means, within the right structure of things, and that is why, the members of the Wizards of High Sorcery seek out people that begin to exhibit magic abilities, because they need to keep that in check, right? And this is what they've been doing for centuries. So you would know that any mortal that is known and whatnot, to have such abilities doesn't exist. And even the the first beings on this world, the dragons, even the most powerful of them shouldn't be able to do that, right? Everything from your studies, everything from what you know and have read and have seen and have studied would tell you the only logical possibility would be a god at work. But you also know enough to know that you don't know enough about the ancient dragons to be certain. And as a wizard of the white robes, you know that that like the wizards of the black robes, evil beings will take as many shortcuts to power as they can get away with. So while maybe Oswald is saying is not powerful enough to be able to do something like this, one of the ancient chromatic dragons may have found enough shortcuts to do so. But at what cost? So that is what your 28 in Arcana would tell you.
I'll share pretty much all of that in typical Isonoff monologue stylistically. So we are, and sort of finish that up by saying that we are trilling on the edge between impossible and improbable.
Where did that chalkboard come from?
Magical chalkboard.
Wouldn't be the first time. It helps to have things to see when I sort of, as once a former party member would say to me, go off. Anyway, so all that being said, not to insult the head of my order, but I wonder if perhaps, just based off of this conversation, if that's even worthy of additional research internally.
Yeah.
From that perspective.
No, it's you're quite right, and of course, speaking with the head of your order is more formality than anything.
Checking in the boxes.
Yeah. We know the limitations of the orders, and
sure.
But of course, it's always helpful to have people on your side that can advise in other ways and see other perspectives. But that's being said, and all that, there's something a bit more maybe pressing to the Knights of Salamnia right now. And I have been in contact with Gunther Uthwiston, the head of the knights. And if you are ready, Mahel, there is a grand quest that is being offered. And it is essentially, if you were to accept it, would be your way into the Order of the Rose.
There is no surprise on Mahel's face after the dream he had. And he grabs the pendant.
He'll do it. It sounded important.
It is, too. And of course.
Now,
What are the rules for this? Are my friends to come with me, or must I do this alone?
No, now, the measure teaches, obviously, that, there are steps along the way, lessons to learn. And one lesson that is very important, that any knight of the Rose should know, that going anything alone is foolhardy. So, no, of course, you would be able to have your friends complete this quest with you. There are a few formalities, obviously, that go along with all these ceremonies and bullshit. But the formalities and bullshit are there for reasons, obviously. So anyway, I know that the dragon is definitely a focus, and Qualinost disappearing is all tied in with her, and this is all very troubling. But of course, not all people are concerned with all problems, right?
I figured it out.
What?
Fuzzy Bottom can carry a house on his back, and he's really small compared to the green dragon, so why can't she carry a city on her back?
Again, improbable versus impossible, right down the middle.
Yeah. She is quite large. She's not that large. Qualinos is a very big city.
Stop growing?
What was that?
Didn't you say dragons never stop growing?
Well, that is true. But that process is very, very slow.
Would you argue that perhaps she could pick up a town, but not a city?
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mahel's going to stand up. He's going to look at each one of his friends and ice it off too.
Good, because I was about to say something. So I know what's this stitch.
Sassy sass. All the sass.
The dragon, we really can't act on until we have more information.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I have been striving for all my life. And after the dream I had last night, I believe that it is the right choice.
I stand up, put my hand on Mahel's shoulder. You have my magic.
Being a part of the journey a knight takes from being of the sword to of the rose would be an amazing experience to be a part of. If you'll take me, I will support you.
Are you going to become a rose?
No.
Okay. Then let's go do that. Because I think we should be harder to kill before we try to kill that big dragon.
We did not do so well in that quasi universe.
No, I died like right away.
Hey, I stayed as live as long as you did.
So fast.
Okay, so if that is your choice, then we will be taking a few days to for you all to get closer to 100%, and I will then present you to the knights, and Gunther will present you with your quest. I don't have the details, but from the measure, there are stipulations as to what must be done during this over-encompassing quest, and there are many tests involved. There is the journey itself must be no less than 500 miles. The time frame must be no less than 30 days. There are tests of wisdom, tests of generosity, and at some point, usually the end of these, there is a point where you will stand alone in battle against a foe of some sort. You went on a similar quest to get where you are now. This is going to be much harder.
If being with these people have taught me anything, I may stand alone, but I won't be alone.
I hand Mahel a strawberry tart.
And without looking at her, I just grab it, or them, I grab it and take a bite out of it.
The test was generosity. One down, couple to go.
Yeah. Right. Like that. And with that, we're gonna take a break. Because we're like way past that point.
Way past slut. Yeah, buddy.
So we'll be back. And yeah. Dun 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 dun. Imperial. Please, well, not please. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Oh, that's funny. Okay. And so we'll be back in about 10 to 15. And while we're gone, think about nothing. Think about nothing. Go to the bathroom. We're gonna play an ad though. We're gonna do an ad break, right? Then we're gonna and then just enjoy the synthwave and stuff, you know. Synthwave. So yeah, hard hands and
butts
Butts
and stuff.
and stuff.
Butts and stuff. Buttholes.
There you go.
Wow, that was great.
I like that. There you go.
God, that was amazing.
That should be a t-shirt. Jeez.
You could even put my face on it.
That's your opening jingle.
Yeah. Text message tone.
Yeah. I'm going to take that sound bite and do something with it. There we go. It's going to be a new jingle for So Nerdware.
Every sub.
Oh God.
My God.
Okay, now I know what I need to work on tonight.
Yeah, go ahead, write that down. Go for it.
Soundbite. Yep, there we go.
Somebody clip that shit.
And there we go. Voice? Oh my God, yeah, and don't put it past me. I did take Kate's thing from Star Trek and remixed it. So
there you go.
To some funky house. Because I love me some funky house.
There you go.
Yeah, used to be a DJ. It's fun. Now I just do this, and it's I get to do it in my comfort of my own home.
New home.
Yeah, new home. And the sky is cleared, and now I can see the city again. It's nice. It's very beautiful out there. Y'all should come over sometime. Anyway, so we return to Dragonlance, Dragons of Rebirth.
Indeed. Strawberry Trials and Dragons.
And butts.
Dragons and
But.
So we have all sorts of things happening here on Kryn, and now our Knight of the Sword has been presented with the potential possibility of the kind of quest that would allow him to step up into essentially the leadership of the Knights of Solamnia. The Knight of the Rose is an order that is there for the most courageous, most wise, most honorable, and there will be a lot of tests along the way. And golly, based on how this campaign has gone so far, see, we're 18 sessions in. We have not traveled a lot of distance, but we have gone to different time and space, and there was some distance. We spent a whole day traveling on Dragonback, so But of course, I don't think it's definitely not going to be that easy, because, well, that would just be too easy. And there's no easy route to the Order of the Rose. But
so when we left, everybody, like Kalos, Aerith, and Dew had all said they would join me, right?
Yes, they all had.
Okay. Then Mahel's going to like get quiet for a minute and say, "There's still one friend who hasn't said that they would join me, though."
And
he's-
instantly, Fuzzy Bottom pipes in. Oh, yeah, of course, Mahel. I'll be there.
Thank you, Fuzzy Bottom. I was waiting for you to say something.
At the same time, I hold up Fungi. Oh, Fungi's down too.
Thank you.
Of course, Fungi's down. Yeah.
I dropped him.
With that being said, and I will hand each of them a platinum ring. Keep this on you. Wear it at all times.
Are you part of your harem now? Is that,
I mean, I do.
I
Have
didn't
a
know
lot
that
of
was part of the
hair.
journey.
That would be rather unbecoming of a Knight of Thalamia, really.
It's just another way for me to protect you.
No, that's my job.
But we have to protect you so you can keep us alive, too.
Well, as you go on this journey with Mahel, I think Mahel and you all will learn a lot about the importance of each other. And you're all protecting each other. It's the reason why you travel together. People don't travel in groups because they, well, I mean, I guess some idiots travel in groups because they don't want to be bored. But most travel in groups to stay alive. This is why humans have built cities. Elves, everyone has built communities. Mel, are you going to... And he's just like eyeing over the professor.
Oh, Professor, would you like to come? I actually have another ring.
Dude.
I'm sorry, darling. What was that? I apologize. I was lost in thought.
Oh,
I was actually kind of sometimes you just kind of go off somewhere else. It just occurred to me that I've never sat in a room with this many dragons before, and I felt like I really should focus on that in the moment.
Well, I would like you to accompany me on my quest to become a Knight of the Rose.
Oh, and what quest was that?
To become a Knight of the Rose.
Oh, well, congratulations and all that. I'm sure that I could be of assistance to you in some regard.
Oh. And then I'll hand Professor Ivan Eisenhoff a ring as well.
Oh, wonderful. That's quite delightful. Doesn't really go with anything that I am wearing, but I'm sure that it is of some use to you. And so, therefore, I will gladly oblige.
It goes in your finger, not in your mouth.
Pray tell, why would a ring made of metal go into anyone's mouth?
Oh, here we go.
Don't ask. Just don't ask. You don't want to know.
Unless, and I kind of take it off and I kind of spin around to all of the dragons in the room. I'm like, unless any of you would prefer platinum in your natural diet.
No, none of us are that type. But don't make that offer to Fancy, okay?
I will keep that in mind.
But when you do go see Fancy, do make sure to bring some gems with you. She'll appreciate the snack.
Gems or jams?
Gems.
Oh, right.
Priceless gems.
See, the first time I heard it, I thought it was jams. Then you said it again, and I heard gems. Then you said it a third time, and I heard something quite different.
Like emeralds and rubies and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Not, i.e., not strawberry, blueberry, peach. Got it.
Yeah, if you offered like jelly or something like that to Fancy, I think she might set you on fire. So I wouldn't do that.
They would probably think it was an ooze or something.
Right.
Not a great present, I have to imagine.
I mean, I don't know. I guess there are some. I don't know. And then Fuzzy Bottom just kind of looks over. It's like, what's wrong with jam? People love jam.
I love jam.
I'm quite a fan of it as well.
Mom.
You can give me jam anytime you want.
Oh, okay.
Gems as well, as a matter of fact.
No, just jam.
I'll hold on to the gems then.
Okay. Can't eat gems.
Well, I mean, you can. But gold dragons love them.
Priceless jams.
That's another shirt.
Priceless jams. Nope.
That also makes me think it would be a really good like compilation album as well. But anyway,
by the way, Mihal, not right now, but later on, just you and I, could we have a conversation one-on-one?
Of course.
All right. Thank you, dear.
Oh, to be a fly on that wall.
What do you want to talk about?
You know what, darling? I'll tell you afterwards. I'll even let you know how it went. How's that sound? Why are you staring at me like that?
Okay. Okay.
So to get to Lucky, do we have to fly?
To what?
Sorry, Fancy.
Oh, well, yeah. To journey to Fancy, yeah, you got to go over this. You know, it's a lot easier to fly.
Right. How many days is that gonna be?
Well, let me see. We oh wait, hold on. So when we came up here, that was like what, 3 days? Was it 3 days? I want to say 2 nights and 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was like, about da. So da. Here. Oh, ooh. Well, yeah, it's a little bit longer of a journey than from the one we took from Qualinos to here, but not that much, like maybe an extra day.
Right. Okay.
Well, first we have to travel to Solomnia, though.
Right. So the trip to Fancy will be postponed, I guess. And then
Oh, that's right. Apologies.
yeah. So we'll be oh yeah. So is this gonna be like local, or do we have to go to the Jewel? Well, when presenting a Knight of the Sword for a quest to the Order of the Rose, we do have to go to the capital, which is now Palanthas. Right. So, Aerith, there is going to be a bit of a journey again. Because while Salanthus was where we used to go, which was just, down the mountain, essentially, Palanthus is, a few days away.
Uh, Donnie, do you happen to have maybe something that can settle my stomach? I don't fly very well.
Oh, honey. Yeah, I got something for you. It's all good. And, of course, my baby here got, the best little hut and whatnot for journeys for y'all. Um, he sets it up real good. I'm sure. Now, of course, say that and all. But there's nothing better than just a little tablet of some baking soda. Just take a little bit of that, right? Uh-huh. And I will get you some cookies, okay? And every time you feel a little weird, a little queasy and whatnot, you just eat one of them cookies and you'll be okay. I promise, okay?
Wonderful, thank you.
What's up, Dewdrop?
I don't feel good. Can I have cookies?
Oh, honey. Of course you can have cookies. And she pulls out a plate of cookies from nowhere and sets them down in front of you.
Can you teach me how to do that?
Honey, that would take about 500 years.
Okay.
Okay. Lesson 1, eat the cookies.
So we have to go to planet to turn Mahel into a rose.
That's Palanthus.
Plantit.
Palanthus.
Planthith. Planthith?
You're saying Palanthus.
Palanthus.
How many more voices can we get Maddie to say Palanthus?
It's just like the Knights of the Round Table.
I'll keep going.
Well, honey, it's Palanthus.
Where's Thardian? Come on.
Palanthus.
You are not pulling me into this.
That was a good answer.
No. I need to go speak to the Speaker of the Sun. No, but before you go, and he looks to Oswald. You bring him to my keep.
Everybody's got a keep.
Ancient dragons.
They're ancient dragons. They
Well,
have
a
layers. You bring Mahel to my keep, and we will make sure to sharpen his sword skills. With that, I must go as well. I will see you in a few days. And you be good. He walks out.
Oswald?
Yeah.
I had a question for him and I can't remember what it is now.
Well, maybe you'll think about it. Maybe you won't. But, so I will contact Gunther, to arrange, a presentation, and the journey is about, I want to say 3 days. they're probably going to schedule this out at least a week. So we have a few days. You guys need to do some rest, and then on our way, we'll stop by 30ans. And yeah, that can only help. As Mahel knows, 30an is the one who really taught him everything he knows about fighting.
He's my sword master. Yeah, Oswald, did you notify the knights of the army that was amassing?
Yes. They're aware.
Okay. Hopefully they have the new information so that we can use their network to try and locate where the city may have gone.
Yeah. They're obviously they were more concerned when the army was present. But of course, the surrounding areas are keeping ears and eyes out, obviously. And we have talked to the dwarves of Thobarden to ensure that we're aware of what's been happening. They tend to keep to themselves quite often. Even after the lessons that have been learned, old habits die hard.
And now I'll turn to the professor and say, perhaps if you have any friends within the mages that could keep an eye out as well, particularly in these other planes you speak of.
Could reach out. Can't hurt.
While we're doing this quest, there's no reason we can't be gathering information.
Of course. Use our resources wisely.
Right. So, honey, I will help you with that. I'll head back to the tower, do haste, and see what we can gather. Plus, I left something in the oven over there. Shit. Forgot all about it. Crap. Oh, well. It's burnt now. Huh. Oh, God.
Certainly hope there's no further damage.
Oh, what? Like there's never been a fire at the tower. Shoot.
Oh, plenty of.
But yeah, I'll get that going. And then she goes over and she gives a little hug to the fuzz. Now, you take care of them and take care of yourself. And don't you go dying now, or I'll kick your ass, boy. Yes, Mom. God. Like, I don't know, man. I'm 300 years old already. Gosh. Be cool. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sure, britches. All right.
I guess a big grin on the professor's face.
Now, Oznov, you take care of my boy.
Of course.
Because I know where you live.
Unfortunately. Or fortunately, from a protection perspective.
That's what I thought. And you will find now, tucked away in your little bag, there's a little box. You find this little box in your bag, and that little box will open up into a demiplane. And I have preserved strawberry tarts up in that demiplane for you. That should cover you for at least, well, you maybe just a month. Most people 6 months.
What about Dew and him? And her?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it should be. Well, I can keep adding more. It's a damn demiplane.
Why would you wait this long to reveal this beautiful, incredible gift?
Well, I know how perilous these kinds of quests can be. And I never expected my little boy to be going on one of them. Okay? So, you know this little boy is my world.
As you?
So, very little.
In a manner of speaking.
Oh,
he's a
honey.
dragon. He's really big.
I mean, honey, you should see what I look like.
Oh, I forgot you're a dragon too.
You are so cute. My goodness.
Can I see what you look like? Dragon.
That'll be another day, sweetie. Another day. Okay. Now. So I said, take care of my boy. I will keep you up with tarts. Damn it, Oswald. I swear, if anything happens to my boy, I will kick your ass. All right. Go ahead, Donnie.
Point of order. Specifically that, actually. Will you be kicking his ass before mine, or am I first in line?
I will kick whose ever ass is closest.
All right. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you, my dear.
Dew slides away.
Well, see now? That one is pretty smart. Okay. I will be, I don't know. I'll try to see you off before you go, honey. Okay? Just be okay. Okay. I got to go. Anyway, bye. And she just... Okay. All right. So, now, imagine if Fancy was here. I really need to move my keep. I don't know.
Wait, is Fancy a dragon too?
Yeah.
Why is everyone a dragon except me?
You're a dragon in here, darling.
Well, at current population of this room, there's only 2 dragons here. Now, Mahel and Kalos are related, but they are not dragons. At least not yet. What?
You turn into dragons and I don't get to be a dragon?
I didn't say that.
You said they weren't dragons yet.
No, I didn't.
I'm just gonna shove like 3 cookies in my mouth and just stare.
Are you staring at Kalos and me waiting for us to turn into dragons?
Good times. So, folks, why don't you eat up and rest? We'll before we head out on our way to Thirdians and then on to Palanthus, I'll give you the Duchess's gifts then. There's the library has literature and whatnot on the rules and whatnot for these kinds of quests and what you might be able to expect if you want to brush up on that.
I intend to go over everything that I need to be doing.
And yeah, just all I can say is rest. Okay? Been through a lot.
At this point, I notice you still looking, like staring at myself and Mahel. So I just look at her with a big, grin on my face. At them and go.
And the fuzz looks back at you, Kalos, and does that too, except his hands start to turn into dragon claws for a second, and his face gets all draconic for a second, and then just goes right back. Two can play at that game, buddy. Except I'm scarier.
You're not scary.
No, you can't pull that off.
I
Not
know.
with us.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, anyway. I better go check the kitchen and make sure Mom didn't leave anything in the oven. And, yeah, y'all, like Oswald said, get some rest.
I'm going to unwrap part of my scarf and stretch it out, and then I'm just going to shovel the cookies and a bunch of tarts into it and wrap it up, and then walk out of the kitchen or walk out of the dining room. I'm going to go build a nest under the bed.
I grab a plate and take a few of the tarts with me and refill my tea, and I head back over to my room.
Okay.
You don't get a lot of ants in here, do you, Oswald?
Oh, Oswald's already left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just you guys. So, yeah. So, Dew's left, Kalos is left. So it's just 3.
Aerith,
Yes.
I particularly wanted to thank you for this. I know you're going through a lot right now, and I know that you want to find out answers.
Well,
And when
who knows? I might find answers along the way.
Well,
I
if
can
not,
only, the more we explore, the more I can find out, the more I can see what I can do, or what's happening to me.
if not, when this is over, you can count on me to help you find this answers you need.
I think I might need your help with that. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
And then Mahel's going to sit down and just look at Professor Eisenhower.
Yeah, I'm looking at Duval there, and I'm like, what's he planning?
Professor Eisenhower doesn't say anything for a minute, and then takes out a. We can actually do this well. Aerith is here, and takes out a small crystal bead.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast Global Vulnerability on Mahel.
Yes. What?
Globe of Invulnerability.
Ooh.
And you all see this faintly shimmering barrier just all around Mahel. I don't know if this would have kept you up, but that was my next step.
Thank you. Do you hear the sound travel through it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked right.
My little hamster ball.
That was just a way for a professor to get all of the tarts.
Yeah. Stay right over there.
Yeah.
No.
I honestly believe, Professor, that with you on the team, we have a chance to beat her.
And I'll dismiss it. I just wanted to show you. Also, I kind of wink at Aerith. Something for you to look forward to.
Yeah, she's very wide-eyed and like, wow. A lot of magic is new to her, so.
That was all. We don't have to be close to trust each other.
That is true.
And I grab some extra and bounce.
I need to go see what Dew's doing in our room. And then I'll probably go back to the library later. See if I can't find anything on what might be happening as well.
Okay.
I think Mahel is going to sit there for a minute, like kind of out of it. All his dreams are coming true in a moment. And he's going to stand up and walk to the closet chapel and pray.
I forgot it was in a little closet.
Yeah, you know, the relationship between the dragons and the gods isn't always that great.
The only reason he has that here is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
While the dragons like revere their essentially their great grandfather Paladine in ways, they also feel almost I don't know, like mainly the rest of them are a bunch of usurpers, essentially, you know, like, and not that great, you know, screw them. But there's respect, especially from Oswald, but more respect for Mahel's feelings than anything else. So and yeah, okay. So what does Dew do when Dew gets back to the bedroom?
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
Dude does doo-doo.
Dew's going to pull the curtain. Are there curtains? I'm assuming there's curtains. Are there curtains?
Sure.
Okay. You're going to pull the curtains down and then tear open one of the pillows and are quite literally going to build a nest under the bed and then just surround themselves in all of the pastries like a little pastry nest altar, and just gonna lay in the middle and just start swirling pastries one at a time.
Like a horde?
Yeah, like a horde. Like a chipmunk.
Like a dragon?
Gathering... Yeah, actually, like a dragon. Actually, yes. Yes.
Wow.
A pastry dragon. Do is
I
a
love
pastry
it.
dragon.
A dragon with a pastry horde.
Yes.
All right.
And they're going to munch on pastries until they fall asleep.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mess.
And that's what Aerith comes back to.
Yep.
Was it Aerith's pillow? That's what I want to know.
Dude just grabbed a pillow off the bed. Don't know if there's more than one or not.
roll a die. We haven't rolled a die all game, right?
Oh my god, we haven't.
So roll any die, and before you do, Aerith, odds or evens? Evens. Okay, so if you roll even, you took Aerith's pillow. You took Aerith's pillow. Boom. D&D, y'all.
That tracks.
Amazing. D&D.
Also, I rolled a 6. Come on.
So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna see all these feathers everywhere, and it's a little brighter than I remember, and now my pillow's gone, and just shakes her head, bends down underneath the sheet, and okay.
Deuce snoring with like a
asleep,
Pop-Tart
asleep.
half hanging out of the mouth. Yeah, just
Shakes their head, and I'm like, grabs her pillow, puts it on mine, walks out, goes to the library.
Okay. And so I'm going to say this, when you go to look under the bed, right? The oddest thing happens.
Okay.
You're looking under the bed, which is just dark. And all of a sudden your eyes start to kind of adjust to it in a way that you've never done before. And all of a sudden you can see under that bed as if it were just under dim light. Except everything is in shades of red.
I'm gonna definitely blink a couple times, rub my eyes a little bit, and really concentrate. And
the more you look, and the more you kind of get the bedroom light out of your sight, you can see under that bed. You see the pillows, you see the drapery, you see the pastries lining the circle in such a chaotic yet orderly manner. And you see Dew, plain as day, sleeping.
I'm gonna put the sheet down, slowly stand up.
And it all just kind of fades, and as the light comes back into your eyes, and for a second there, it just kind of takes a second to adjust, kind of stings a bit, but your eyes kind of go back into regular focus. Like, oh.
And I'm gonna go look at my face and my eyes, and if they're normal, I'm gonna hasten to the library. More kind of panicked a little bit to see if I can find any information on what's happening, because this is scary.
When you look in the mirror, your eyes are now a deep violet. And the your pupils, which were quite, more larger, essentially, rounder, they're more narrow than they used to be. And almost cat-like.
She's gonna flare her nostrils a little bit and just snort a little bit,
and flame shoots out.
Boy.
She's gonna gasp.
But just a little bit.
I'm gonna feel my nose.
And you don't really even feel it. It didn't hurt.
No,
like
just
anything.
if it was warm.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, but it didn't feel like anything. You don't. Okay, that was weird.
I'm gonna try and do it again.
Do not set our room on fire. Again.
All right. I would like you to make a wisdom roll.
Now, do I just hit the wisdom or do the saving throw?
No, just hit your wisdom. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And
not bad.
yeah. So you concentrate, you will it, and flames jut out of your nose.
Did I burn anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not far enough. You actually do this. It's more that felt controlled. Which is rare for you. When this happens, when anything like this happens, it's very spontaneous. It's very out of the blue. But this you willed it to happen.
Yeah. So that's gonna definitely give me a confidence booster. Like, I might be starting to get in control over this a little bit, One of the reasons why she was excited that the tower had found her and tested her and trained her. And she's gonna walk a little taller a little bit and definitely head to the library to see if maybe there's more information she wants to know more. Maybe she can do more than just blow fire.
And with that, we are going to end this episode. With flames that are shooting out of the nostrils of a minotaur, turning into a tiefling or something. But yes, we are. Our path is getting a little clearer, and so perilous. This will be fun. I need to do a little bit more research myself, indeed. But also looking at like the map and shit, I'm like, where can you go that's 500 miles away on this map? It's really difficult. So that may be, a wink at, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, lots of planning, lots of doing, and we're done with the Dragonlance tonight. Hey. So, thank you all for joining us. I hope you had a good time. I know I did.
Yes.
I love these assholes. So.
Same.
Yes, same. Hard same.
So, but what
I think it's important to note that I absolutely love Maddie's way of having conversations with himself. It's amazing.
Yep, it really is.
It's like we get
Cool.
we get the pre-stream on stream.
Yep.
Anybody who has ever played a game with Maddie knows what Duval is talking about right now.
I've been wanting him to make that Patreon exclusive content for fucking a year.
Oh boy, yeah, because nobody wants to watch that. Nobody wants to watch that.
I will literally pay for that.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll start recording all of the sessions now. Okay. All right. So anyway,
recording is on.
Why don't I let these assholes say their outros, and I will sit here and eat some chips. So Ryan, go ahead and tell the folks at home where they can find you on the internet, what you're up to.
Okay, so I'm Ryan at BayLegMaran on Twitch and Twitter. You can find me on this channel. That's basically where you will find me. You can find me every other Sunday playing this awesome game with this great group of people. I'm so happy Professor Eisenoff has joined us. This is awesome. Yeah, and you'll find me every other Monday running Dr. Where the Fuck. You want to talk about temporal time travel craziness. Yeah, chaos. Absolute chaos. I did get to drop the big baddie's actual name, and nobody got it. I cannot believe that.
Always a good time.
That's it. How can nobody know who Aslan Rex is?
I eventually got it.
My soul hurts from that.
I heard the name and I'm like, I should know this.
To be fair, I learned it because of Black Dice Society. So.
I Googled it and still was like, who is this?
Then you can find me every Tuesday once the alternating Tuesday starts. So we got our Star Trek game, Star Trek Adventures, where I'm in it and I also run it, and it's a lot of fun. Come check it out. And then the alternating Tuesday, we're going to start a Ravenloft campaign ran by our friend Jeremy. Asked me about my OnlyFans, I guess is his name.
That's his Twitch. His Twitter is Darth and Trey.
Darth and Trey, yeah. And then that's going to be an amazing game. I'm playing a paladin in that. Oh.
What?
What? I'm probably
the
playing
Watchers.
a wizard, so whatever.
I think we have a type, Maddie. I think we have a type.
I know, we totally have types, yeah.
Then starting the first weekish of December, maybe the second week, season 5 of Call of Cthulhu. I actually finally am test running a name. It's called At the End of the Universe. Because this will be in space. Call of Cthulhu Season 5 will be in space on Thursday nights. We haven't decided if it's every other Thursday or every Thursday yet, so once we do, you'll know.
And now
that's everything.
Now I just see that gif of gays in space playing right now. Like, gays in space.
Gays in space.
So yeah, lots of fun happening right here. Thank you, Ryan. Audrey.
Muted.
Hi, sorry, I'm Audrey, also known as Dorney Rain on Twitch. I got to play Aerith Stronghood for you today, the Minotaur Sorcerer. I had a lot of fun. This was hilarious. I've missed this. I'm so glad it's back. And I'm looking forward to next session. Thank you again, Matt, for hosting this for us every other Sunday.
Thank you for being here.
Oh
And Jacob.
yeah, I'm next too. Lots to talk about actually. Typically, officially now every Sunday, my home is with the Chatty fam. Not that it hasn't been forever, but I'm a Dungeon Master for a little show on the other Sunday, Duval and Dragons. Episode I think 25 is next Sunday. 2 months and change that I've been waiting. I will say that if you've not caught an episode before, now would be a good time. I will leave it at that. Other than that, I'm also co-founder of the Amphitheater, where we play video games and other TTRPGs as well. Wednesdays nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Twitch.tv/the Amphitheater. Duval's Gaming Journey. Played some Golden Sun and some Pokemon Fire Red, depending on my mood. So come hang out, check that out, figure out why the hell I found out that video games and storytelling made me the storyteller that I am today. So you should come hang out and check that out. Also, every other Thursday on Twitch.tv/Waffles Maple Syrup, I'm playing in a new Pathfinder 2e game called Outcast and Outcast. There we go. And I'm playing a Kisei summoner named Hideaki. Speaking of dragons, his Eidolon is a ancient copper dragon. So I was having some deja vu. But some other stuff. I'm also a guest on the Another Path podcast right now, playing someone that Maddie knows very well, Robroth, who is a Gold Dragonborn Paladin and who is really, really awesome and super, super fun. We just recorded the first half of my guest finale, and it's ridiculous. Mind Flayers and Elder Great Dragon. But yeah, lots of other stuff. Find me on Twitter, Linktree with all the shit that I'm doing. Love your faces. See you next time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Fuzzy Bottom.
Steph.
Hey, that's me. I'm Stephanie. I'm Tea and Tails everywhere. My sister just showed up with her puppy, so all the animals are going crazy. Yeah, you can find me here every other Sunday doing this, in this getup. Every other Monday doing Dr. Where the Fuck, which is pretty fantastic and lots of chaos and only ever so slightly evil. And then every Wednesday playing more Dragonlance as Mari, your pastel murder machine. And then December 3rd, December 3rd, we got Helping Heart Hands. I get to DM the first game. It's the one-shot based off of a Chris Perkins one-shot, so y'all probably gonna die. And then I play in the last game. I am bringing my my evil Yanti wizard in to play around. And it's going to be very fun.
In a Patrick Rothfuss.
And it's Patrick Rothfuss one shot, which is really cool. Yeah. So I'm excited to bring her back. She's really fun to play. And I make dice bags. I should probably mention that too. Yeah. I make dice bags. It's tandtailsdicebags.com. Oh my god, I forgot, like, everybody has bags now. Holy crap. Oh my god, everybody has bags now.
I gotta find mine.
I have so many Vanna Whites. This is great.
Vanna White.
All of you. That's everything at this point. Oh, and there's a puppy.
Oh my god, it's a puppy! It's a puppy! It's a puppy!
Sweet niece, baby. Okay. Yep.
Okay, bye.
That's all.
All right. And Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt, Dolphin Fire on Twitch. You can find me here every other Sunday here playing with these amazing people. Gotta love this family here and enjoy, hanging out with everybody and look forward to our next adventure because I'm pretty sure it's going to be insane.
Of course. Thank you, Matt. And so, and for those who don't know, right? So Matt and Audrey are my niece and nephew. And Matt and Audrey are the ones that got me back into D&D. Like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. And I had been on a long hiatus from D&D. Like, I stopped playing when I was like, I don't know, 20, 21, something like that. And then I was, I don't know, I was in my late 30s when I restarted. But it has been life-changing for me, to say the least, because without it, none of this would exist. So thank you guys.
So everybody in the chatty fam owes them thanks. The chatty fam would not exist right now if it wasn't for them.
So it's fact. It's fact. So, And it's funny because we were so they got me back into the game, and I got back focused on it and stuff like that. And then it took us like a year or so to finally get to play a game together, really. And when we did, the three of us, we played a game. Matt ran us on this little campaign for a while, and basically, it was Audrey and I, and we had an NPC ranger, right? And then like after a while, I started running a game for them, and we made it so that like each of them had like a character and an NPC of their own.
Yeah.
But that's how we made it work for two people. Oh my God, Noah, that freaking meme I just posted on Twitter earlier a couple days ago. I'm actually level 17 now. I guess I forgot because I ran a game for two people. Okay, I forgot about that part. Anyway, because it didn't feel like two people, But we did that, and then I started playing with the folks at Threads of Fate, and we started that campaign, and then I realized how much of the rules we did not understand. Right? So many. Okay? We were so dumb. But it was such a great time, and honestly, without it, like I wouldn't be here right now. So I am too grateful for it, and I just had to bring it up because I am my life is so intertwined with TTRPGs at this point that it's like just have to acknowledge it. Anyway, so what am I doing? I'm doing a lot of stuff. It's been said. We've got D&D here every Sunday, either this game or Duval and Dragons, where I play Rilo, the little shithead, who is going through some changes of sorts because he's having an identity crisis at this point.
I didn't
know that was a playable race.
And everything that he thought could be, you could count on keeps disappearing and stuff. And this little being of chaos is starting to really need order in a weird way. So we'll see how that goes. Also Lavos, so fun. Then
one other thing before you get ready to wrap up. The TTRPG Gift Awards, second annual. Submissions for nominations close at like 3 a.m. Eastern time. So if you feel like nominating either Duval Dragons or this particular cast for a bunch of different things, including most feels moment, most badass moment, most evil GM and stuff, you should go to TTRPG Gifts on Twitter and figure out how to do that. Just saying.
Thank you for
GM, you say?
Him and I,
Hey.
I actually would argue Ryan too.
Yes. So is Ryan. Anyway.
All of us. We're like a collective of evil.
I don't know. This channel might spawn evil. I don't know what it is.
It might be.
I think
in the form of big evil rainbow butts.
Oh my God!
He's gonna make an NPC of that now, right? And we're gonna have to find it.
He's writing it down.
Yep.
That's a new warlock subclass.
That is an eldritch being if I've ever heard one.
No doubt.
I want to be that warlock.
I didn't know I was going to end it with butts until it came out of my mouth.
It just does. It always just comes right out of the mouth. It's easy butts.
You love to see
butts just happens.
And then of course, every other Monday we've either got Dr. Where the Fuck, where I play 13 characters. And this last one just turned on the evil one and really made things a lot more difficult for him and for Stephanie. So much more difficult.
God, you just I loved how you were having everybody punch you to get out of there, and it wasn't working because of the deal you made.
Yep.
That is.
Yeah.
So, watch that. It's crazy. It's fun. And yes, and just watch it for, oh my God, Wilman and Juniper. They're the stars of the show. Then every other Monday, you'll find the network here, which is run by our friend Kate, me and Midair, and an amazing cast, which is adding our good friend PB Smitty to the group on this next run tomorrow, right? Yep. So check it out. That is our show that's going on while the agency is on hiatus. Then Tuesdays, we're going to have the Ravenloft campaign coming soon. We've got Star Trek Adventures, which is also awesome. Then every Wednesday, we get our weekly dose of Dragonigans with Dragonlance, Legacy of Chaos. And we're coming up to where basically our party's on the road. They're about to check through the checkpoint at the High Clerist's Tower out of Planthus. Yep. And the folks up in front of them just set off fireball on some knights and then disappeared.
It wasn't me.
Our barbarian cleric, who's normally the holder of the brain cell, has run up to check on this knight, and here come some other knights. So let's see what happens. It's gonna be fun. But what it's going to do is it's how our party reacts to the given situation is what is going to be really telling about the rest of this campaign. So come on down and check it out. It's a great group there too. That was a fun group to cherry pick, and yeah, I get to play with the best groups, man. What else? Yeah, and then soon we'll have Call It a Thursday back with another awesome group. And then starting back in 2 weeks, every other Saturday is going to be so chatty. Because I need to get back to my talk shows and all this stuff, because you know what talk shows do for me, at least? They allow me to meet amazing fucking people and expand my life in so many wonderful ways. It was the very first GM chat that I met Jacob, and as he volunteered from a Twitter post, and never met him, never talked to him before, and boom, there he was. And like I said, I've said this many times, he got on the call first before everyone else, and he was the only person I didn't know in the group ahead of time. And literally within 5 seconds of talking to him, I knew this guy was going to be a friend for life, and for real. So that was almost 2.5 years ago now, you know?
What a mistake you've made.
That was the best thing ever. And so, anyway, so, and this is that's why the Chatty Fam is called the Chatty Fam, because it's so chatty. So we're coming back to that. We're bringing it back. And then hopefully, what that will hopefully precipitate is soon to also bring on our occasional GM chats and whatnot. But what was mentioned is our next Helping Heart Hands fundraiser is our holiday Helping Heart Hands. And we are, we've got 4 awesome games and a GM chat, which is what, honestly, the GM chats, the way I wanted to the reason I wanted to do these in the first place and how I set them up was, like what I always saw were the GM panels that they would put on YouTube and whatnot would always be like a bunch of white dudes named Matt,
Yeah.
And that's great. I know a lot of great white dudes named Matt that know a lot about games and stuff. But there's so much more out there to learn about how people play and run games and how they see things. And I wanted to get a more diverse panel together. And while like it's not always easy to do, it was always the goal. So this one in particular is a dream for me. So this is Jacob, this is Zan, this is Kate, me and Midair, sitting down for a wonderful discussion amongst GMs. And I don't know, you don't really get, that much better, when it comes to seeing different perspectives and whatnot. So let's diversify our panels, please.
Yeah, and the last time that me and Kate were on a So Chatty, Maddie started crying in the first 30 seconds. So you definitely want to make sure that you tune in to see what we do with that.
That's always the goal, isn't it?
Of course.
It's not the goal. It's not the goal. I don't know what to talk about. Anyway, so that'll be December 3rd, Friday, December 3rd, starting noon Pacific until 1:30 a.m. All day long. We've got D&D, then Cthulhu Dark, then D&D, then GM Chat, then Cthulhu Dark. Then Kate is running a creation of their own, which is basically a mashup of Vampire the Masquerade with the Real Housewives of New Jersey and Watch What Happens Live. Jake and I will be in the cast for that, doing our best New Jersey kindred.
Boy.
And I can't wait.
Walking in.
I was a big fan of the Real Housewives of New Jersey back in the day. Not gonna lie.
My God.
Until they like ran Caroline and Jacqueline out of the show and put the focus on the ridiculous bullshit people that I hate. Fucking, I'm talking about you, Teresa Giudice, whatever.
I've been watching so much Sopranos.
A mess. All right, you're a mess. You're all a mess. Go away. Bring back Caroline. Love Caroline. Family. I'm sorry. I love Caroline. Anyway, and then we end it with D&D and As You Do. So join us for that. And yeah, have yourselves a lovely day. And like Duval said, go hit the VOD and make some clips and send them in to TTRPG Gifts for the next award thing, because you know what, we deserve some nominations. These are great fucking shows, man.
Yeah, we had a couple last year. We deserve way more. Just saying.
I'm just saying, we need to be all up in that. So
all up in that rainbow.
But before we go, let's find a. Oh, is that? Hold on. Shoot. The lowest number I'm seeing right now is 7. I want to go to my thingy because that feels. Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. Let's go raid Tato. Tato's a good friend of the show or friend of the channel, and show some love. They're playing some Dead by Daylight. Good person, lovely. Also, like Jake always says, trans rights are human rights. Black Lives Matter. Free the fucks and all of the butts. Stop Asian hate. And hey, when in doubt, be gay.